Hi guys, this is Zombie Wildman Hall from the Baby in a Straight Jacket podcast. Today, the topic I want to cover is depression, and more importantly, how do you battle depression when you're feeling rock bottom and you're just feeling terrible? You're down in a hole. How do you get yourself up out of that hole? Um, And I think it's a really important topic, especially if you're dealing with depression at the moment, or if you have a friend or someone you care about who's dealing with serious depression. So the first thing is, I think you need to know the signs of when you're becoming depressed, and uh, it might not be what you think. Obviously, we know that if you're depressed, um, you're just really, really heart crushing sad, right? Um, but what you might not know is that, um, also you just, besides you have no energy, you're having difficulty making simple decisions. So I would say that's the first thing is if you're starting to fall into depression, maybe you might notice that simple stuff like what should I wear? What should I eat for dinner? Um, you know, what order should I run errands today? Really simple stuff becomes difficult to decide. And these are early signs that maybe you're slipping into depression. Um, Depression's brought on by different things for different people. For a lot of us, it's life events. For some people, it's just literally a chemical imbalance, a lack of serotonin. And interesting side note, something a lot of people don't know, even medical doctors sometimes, which is serotonin is related to stomach gut bacteria. Like gut health is essential because serotonin is produced in your gut. It's not, it's used in the brain, but it's produced in your gut and your intestines, all that. So, um, one thing you can do to kind of help offset that low serotonin, um, that some of the physiological causes of depression is watch what you're eating. I would definitely look into probiotics. I'd look into healthy organic foods, fruits, vegetables, healthy meat, um, non-GMO products. Um, so yeah, listen, for me, depression is something that I've been dealing with since my early 20s. And it's in relation to life events. It's not, I don't believe it's a chemical imbalance. There might be a chemical imbalance as a result, but that's not the root cause. Um, and the first time I got really depressed, I thought it was a one-time thing. And then the second time it happened, I was like, oh, that was kind of too bad it happened twice. But by the third time, I start to realize, okay, this is something I might have to deal with the rest of my life. And it has been something that I would say, even in a good year, at least twice a year, I'll fall into that deep depression. Um, and what has changed for me versus in my early 20s versus now is that when I fall in those depressions, I know what to do to get out of them. So the depressions never get any easier, but the duration of them is much shorter because I just know what I have to do, well, not what I want to do, but what I need to do to get out. So um, that's why I want to make this video about what are the steps you can take to fight depression, actively do it. Um, the first and foremost thing is live a clean, healthy lifestyle. And first and foremost within that category is you need to exercise. I don't care what type of exercise it is, that's going to be your number one natural, healthy tool to fight into the depression. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like to exercise. Exercising is hard. It's difficult. And I'm not here to tell you that that's not true. I'm here to tell you that however difficult it is to exercise, it's easier than the alternative. However hard it is to exercise, even when you're feeling really depressed, it's harder to not exercise and deal with the consequences of that, to deal with those feelings, with those repercussions. So, you got to exercise, whether that's running, swimming, shooting a basketball, doing some type of martial arts like jujitsu, wrestling, boxing, just something that gets your body moving, anything that gets your body moving. That leads me to the next point is when you're depressed, you're in a negative downward spiral and everything feeds into the negativity. And it gets to the point where you can't even trust your own judgment because it's so off kilter. You're seeing everything through a gray lens, through a gray filter. And you can only see the negative in everything. You can't see the positive. You literally can only see the glass empty, how much is empty. The glass could be 80% full, and all you're going to see is that 20% at the top that's not full. And so you have to understand that when you've identified that you're going through depression, you need to realize that the thoughts that you're experiencing, they're lies. They're not real. They're lying to you. Your senses are literally lying to you. And you just need to ignore them for a while. The next thing you need to do is you need to get up. You need to get out of your house. And it might be at the point where you cannot even get out of bed. And you just have to do the smallest action you can do. See, if you can't get out of your room, you need to get out of bed first. You can't get out of bed, you need to sit up first. Sit up first. Throw your legs over the edge of the bed first. Stand up. Get dressed. Throw yourself in the shower, right? Shave. Get dressed. Go outside. Whatever it is you don't want to do, just pick one thing on the list. If you don't want to go to the supermarket, just go to the supermarket and buy one thing. You got to get moving, and it will hurt. It will hurt. Your whole body will ache, but you got to do it because if you don't, it's only going to get worse. And now, if you have a friend or family member who's depressed, one, try to match their mood. Don't try and come in and be like, come on, cheer up, this and that. That's not going to help. But just be gentle, but try to get them moving. Try to get them out of the house. Don't let them be alone. You can probably become really depressed. You do not have the energy to deal with other people. You do not want to be around other people. But that's kind of precisely one of the things that really helps is being around a friend or being around family. So if you know someone who's dealing with that, try not to let them be alone. Even a lot of times they might want to be alone, but just do what you can. And see, I'm just trying to think what else. Just know that if you're depressed, it will pass. It will not last forever. This feeling you have right now, these thoughts are going through your head. They will not last forever. Just try to get to the next day. If you can't get to the next day, get to the next hour. If you can't get to the next hour, just get to the next minute. Sooner or later, it's going to get better. Just remember that. And yeah, if you're someone who's depressed right now, listening to this, I love you. It's going to be better. I've gone through it. You're going through it. It's not going to last forever. And if you're someone else who's just watching because you're interested or you want to know more, thank you for watching and for trying to educate yourself. And guys, this is the Maybe in a Street Jacket podcast. And I look forward to the next episode to share more stories and knowledge and everything with you. Talk to you later.